Let me break this down right here. You try to tell me that this is like funded independently without any grants, anything right now.
Yes, the Hallway House been open since June, or was it July the 1st? July the 1st. Well, this is our 90th day. We've been there 3 months. And we've been funding this Hallway House out of our own pockets. We have not had any government funding, any other funding, or fundraisers that's been contributed to the Hallway House. We have been doing this out of our pocket.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we open to
so is it,
we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We got all the paperwork. We got all the paperwork to receive funding.
Right.
All the credentials that we need. It's just nobody said, hey, this is a great thing that y'all doing there. Here goes some money. We haven't. What we do?
How would they be able to reach y'all?
They can reach us on our website. Website is incarceratedmalesandfemales.org. They can meet us on there, or they can call me directly, 202-839-5555. You know what I'm saying? They on Instagram. They can reach us on there. Incarcerated_lives_matter_ENT. We're open for all that, man. We're open for sponsorship. We're open for fundraising. I have a promotion company, Incarcerated Males and Females Incorporated, Incarcerated Males and Females Transportation LLC, which we donate all the monthly earnings that we get to the Hallway House.
Wow.
Every time we go out and do a job for our transportation company, we donate that money back to the Hallway House.
Wow.
Thing called $2 Tuesday.
Oh yeah, $2 Tuesdays you do, y'all. Y'all, hey, participate in $2 Tuesdays if y'all can on Instagram. That's $2 Tuesdays, Incarcerated Lives Matter edition. We do get some money raised from there too to pay, some of the bills and some of the things that we gotta do here in the whole.
We'll keep it 100 cents more than $2 for real. But if y'all want to send $2 if that's all y'all got. But if y'all got 20 bands right now, nah, bro, send a couple hundred at least. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping 100 with you.
For the men.
For the men. For all the good men. All your men that's in right now, you know what I'm saying? That need a couple dollars. Yeah, send that to them, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee to y'all, I'm going to say this in the background, he will send that money off. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. I realized it to a friend that's doing 40 years, free slick, man. You know what I'm saying? Sent him $100 and he realized sent me the receipt and showed me who he sent it to, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. But nah, definitely appreciate that, man.
That's the program we got called Incarcerated. It's called an Operation Middleman. We'll be the middleman for y'all. If y'all scared to go to the jails or don't know how to go to the jails and put money on people's books, we do it for you with no charge.
No charge.
No charge.
No charge, man.
Do it for you, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate this, man. Facts.
Operation Middleman.
Yeah.
That cause right there, if we challenge people now, if we can get that, stopping recidivism, meaning people going in and coming home and coming right back, and
what you think is the reason why? What's the main reason why? Like most inmates, you know what I'm saying, they get out of prison, they go back to jail. Because I think they said it was a high percentage.
70-something%.
Yeah, 70-something%. What you think is the main reason?
Resources, resources and opportunity, resources and opportunity. If they had a Hallway House in every state of America, we probably have a better percentage of recidivism. I'm putting that out there right now. I'm putting that in the air. Because Hallway House ways of doing things is ran by people that know the ins and outs of somebody that's been incarcerated mind. It all starts in the mind, man.
What was your experience when you went to your first halfway house?
I never been to a halfway house. The halfway house is not set for a state. I went to a state prison. So I didn't have to come home early and get a halfway house. They don't allow that, right? So I never been to a halfway house, but I done heard. I mean, heard plenty of stories of how the halfway houses treat these people, man, when they come home, and it'd be a trigger for them to come back, to go back to prison. The COs tell you all the time, I see you when you get back. Anybody that get released, I see you when you get back. That's what they tell them.
Wow.
When they leaving out the prison. So, we trying to change that narrative, man. And that narrative starts with somebody as myself and hopefully a lot of other individuals get into knowing that these brothers and sisters that's coming home that has a restart on life, which much of us don't get, and now are new people, they're a new person of what they was, or decisions that they made back then, and now they're ready to make a change in their environments that they used to you know, be a problem at. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give these people opportunity and chance. Because if we don't do it, you better believe the government and these halfway houses is funded by, they're definitely not doing it because it's a business. They want us to keep going back to prison.
Right.
They get money from that. They want us to trip up and be a dummy crash dummy.
Yeah, it's a business. I was about to get that.
I don't know what the rate is now. I think they make like $60,000 a year on each inmate or something. Something like that. I don't know.
How much of that $60,000 they spend on y'all?
It can't be nowhere near a quarter of it. I'm sure. I'm trying to tell you, man. When you in them trenches and you in the belly of the beast, that 3 hots in the cot, that shit is overrated, man. You go get 3 hots, but most of that stuff is still something that you wouldn't give your dog, man. You wouldn't give your dog the food that they give you up in that junk, man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, commissary is extra high. It ain't like commissary cheap. Pack of noodles, 90, what was it, $1.15 last I checked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? $1.15 for a pack of noodles, man. Who's the noodles?
In the jail, so everything is more expensive in the system.
More expensive. Now, when you get to prison, it goes down a little bit for you. It might be like now 40 cents a pack or something. 45 cents, I think, a pack.
Yeah.
But still, we talking about noodles, man. That's 5 cents out here a pack, or 10 cents a pack or something, I think.
Some people can't, and they probably the low quality,
and
the worst.
They the worst jumps you can get. It ain't the jumps that we used to, man. They the jumps.
They worse than the worst, right?
You gotta make that hook up with them jumps, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like I say, it's just, you know.
Yeah.
And we also, our big thing too at the Whole House is mental awareness, man. All of our guys is get mental assessments, man. Mm-hmm. Because we all do have mental things that comes from being incarcerated that we just think that we got it. I'm gonna be alright, man. I'm alright. I don't need no mental health, man. I'm good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what us as men. That's what we always say. Not knowing that we dealing with a lot of mental trauma, the things we were seeing, the things that goes on. You know what I'm saying? The things that we had to stand up on, the things that we had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is a mental trauma by itself, man. So we definitely give that as well. That's the number one thing actually in the Whole House is the mental assessment, man, mental awareness.
Right. Okay. Before we go right here, I think you want to. I think we were speaking about taking pleas, and we were talking about doing, you know what I'm saying, and taking it to trial. What do you think is the better position? Is to take it to trial or to take it, take a plea?
Taking it to trial, it doesn't lose your right. I mean, you don't lose your rights to appeal if you go to trial. When you take a plea, most plea agreements, you lose those rights to appeal. That's meaning that anything may have went wrong in your case, or you just pleading to something because you just don't want to do all the time that they saying that you're going to get if you go to trial. That's what most guys do. You know what I'm saying? They hit 40. If you go to trial, you can take this 10 right now. Oh, I'm going to hop on the 10. Even though they know they ain't do the crime. But they still say, I'm going to hop on the 10. And then the peers around them will let them know too. Man, take that 10. So my thing is, what I tell people all the time, you go to trial, you don't lose your appeal rights. Those appeal rights is very, very, very important years down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because appealing your conviction, it may take a long time, but if you got 40 years, you got the time to work on your case. You know what I'm saying? You are able to get another chance possibility because you didn't just sign over and say a plea agreement with your plea agreement, your plea appeal, your appeal rights is gone. You know what I'm saying? By signing that plea.
Right.
So I always tell everybody that I know, man, go to trial, man. Most people, I always tell everybody that I know, man, go to trial, man. Most people tell people don't take trial, they go burn. Let's just be real. That's what people say all the time. You go to trial, man, they go burn.
But what if it's like a situation where it's okay, you can face 25 years, or you can take this plea, just get probation?
You still you setting yourself up for the system, and you setting yourself up for not hitting reality of, especially if you did do that crime.
Right.
You gotta understand, some of us don't change until we go in prison and see what it take or the consequence or what you got to deal with. So you got to think that same person that took that probation plea, more than likely he gonna get back to banging, or he gonna get back to slanging, or whatever he doing, because he ain't felt that consequence for real. He just felt that slap on the wrist of probation. You can go home. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would say myself, I needed prison to stop doing what I did, what I used to love to do, and that was selling drugs. I needed that prison sentence to really see another perspective on life and a whole nother perspective of it of, damn, this what happen if I get caught. I gotta deal with this shit all day. I gotta see these dudes in here with this wild ass. I gotta be with these guys. I gotta be in here bidding. That opens your mind up like, man, I ain't trying to never go back. I got a good man, my man Baik. His joint called Never Going Back. That's all he say, man. Man, his movement is real. Never going back. That's real, man. And never going back meaning never putting yourself in position to go back too. You know what I'm saying? You can't be one step in, one step out dealing with the drug game or any kind of illegal activity game. Because eventually you in the way. You in the way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I look at it like this, man. Don't be taking them pleas, man.
I got a question on that. So you was really big on the marijuana game. Now that there's you know, legalization and people starting businesses, especially in DC now. Virginia just legalized. You know what I'm saying? One question on that is, would you be interested in starting a legal, you know what I'm saying, business, or would you be able to? Or if they was, would you do it?
Well, they told me on my release conditions when I got released in prison in 2015 from a marijuana charge. This is before it was legal though. They said I couldn't be involved in anything of no plant growing or nothing that got to do with marijuana.
Really, even legal business.
Even legal. They said that on my conditions of release. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, they said I can never possess a firearm. You know, you lose those rights as well. When
you know you was a non-violent.
I'm a non-violent. Still, I can't have no gun. I can't protect my home. None of that. As a felon. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do it. Now I hear that they're overturning that now at this time now as far as handguns and stuff. But like they say, if Sean Taylor wasn't no felon, he'd still be alive.
Right.
You know, the Redskin guy. The dude that played with the Redskins.
Yeah.
But he was a felon. He couldn't have no pistol. He would have been able to protect his house without a samurai knife, sword, with a gun. But he had a felon. And them youngers that came, they hit him in the leg, and he died. They ain't even hit him in the head, and they hit him in the leg, and they hit a main artery or something. But
let out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody all the time, man. I'm not accepting any apologies from the justice system or the system period until they reboot the whole system, man. They gotta reboot and do it all over again, reset it all over, man. Because I feel that the system is designed for our kind, and I'm part of that kind, to failure, man. For failure. The laws are basically placed on guys of us, black people, poverty people, people that's living in poverty. Back when you could look back in the 80s and 90s when coke and crack, when crack was big, it was 100-1 to what a cocaine charge would get you. It was 100-1. If you had crack cocaine, you go get 100 times more time than you go get if you had the manufacturer how to make crack, which is cocaine.
Cocaine.
And where is crack cocaine mostly at? In the black neighborhoods, black communities, the poverty areas. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Tony Lewis Sr., man, he need to been home, man. That man got a life sentence for a non-violent crime. At an era, now they didn't reduce, I believe, the crack law. Now I think it's reduced from 100 to 1 to like 10 to 1 or something. He did pass that time. But, you know, they still holding us hostage. It's called political prisoners, and it's also called crack cocaine prisoners, man. You got guys there that's doing all these life sentences for crack cocaine.
Still to this day, people that you knew that was in jail. Like,
still to this day, crack cocaine offenders or convicts that have been convicted for a crack cocaine charge is getting life sentences. Life sentences for crack cocaine, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, man. I mean, I can't even understand it. And then even when you reduce it from 100 to 1, you still got them guys still in there, like Mr. Tony Lewis Sr., that still ain't able to come home because he's an honorable man. He still can't come home from the crack law. That's crazy to me. The man that did like 30-some years straight non-violent crime for crack cocaine.
Crazy.
And he's a mentor to guys like myself out here, man. We look up to a man like an honorable man as him. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Great man. So, you know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Man, it's definitely great to have this interview with you, man. I appreciate this. This is a great, terrific interview, man. Definitely appreciate this, man. You got any last words, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out, man, to my man Skinny. 35 years strong, man. And then also my man Tyrell Johnson, man. He also the other resident here at the Holloway House, man. They are the definition of what the Holloway House brings, man. The heat that we bring, man. The positive energy that we bring, man. They are what it is, man. And I want to give them a special shout out at all times. Anytime I ever get on any type of platform, man, I always got to say to Mr. Tyrell Johnson and Mr. Donald Murphy, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are setting the bar high for people to come in this Holloway House, man.
Man, definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate this interview, man. Whole time, man. Thanks, man. But nah, we definitely gonna lock this in right here. It's your boy Davey Hudson News, and we are gone.